Okay, here we go. We have our big bag of vermiculite. We have our bag of gypsum. And we have our bricks of cocoa coir. Okay. I'm making a extremely simple recipe today. We are going with one 650 gram brick of cocoa. This is just a really good medium because it's extremely resistant to contamination, and it's just the best thing that I've found. I really like this brand, but you can really pick any brand. Just make sure it's a brand that don't add, some brands actually add trichoderma for the reptiles because it wasn't intended for mushroom growing. So just make sure it's not one of them brands. I would just stick with the brand I showed you just to make sure, because you know for sure, for certain, that it works. So we've got our one brick of the eco-friendly cocoa coir, and then we're going with 1 cup of gypsum. There's 2 reasons I like the CVG recipe over the regular, and the main reason is because it makes more. You know, per each brick of cocoa coir, you get more substrate. That's the main reason. And then the other reason would be simply anytime I can add more nutrients, more things to help, then that's what I'm going to do. So we've got 1 cup of gypsum, 1 brick of cocoa coir, and then 2 full quarts. I'm talking about full to the brim of vermiculite per brick. So I'm making 2. So I put 2 in there. Then I'm going to put 2 in this one. And I'm talking about 2 full to the brim, because if you look it up, that we'll think these quart jars mean like to this first line or something, but if you actually measure it with cups, what a quart is, it's full to the brim. Okay, so we got that, and you want to make sure that if you get a big bag of vermiculite like this, that you seal it back every time, because you don't want bugs or anything like that to get in there and make a home in your big bag of vermiculite. All right, now I've had this water boiling. This is enough water for 1, so I'm gonna go ahead and dump it. There ain't no special way to do it, as long as you get it in there. Then once I get it in there, I gotta fill it back up so I can get ready for the other one. But I'm gonna go ahead and put the lid on both of them for the same reason. Well, kind of for the same reasons. I'm putting the lid on this one because I'm trying to keep any critters out, contamination or anything like that. And that's the same reason why I'm putting it on this one. Now what I do to make life easier with my jars is I've got a mark on the inside of the jar. A scratch that I cut on the inside, so I don't have to measure out the water every time. I can just wait for it to fill to that line. But if you needed to know, it's 4.5 quarts. 4.5 quarts of water, 1 brick of vermiculite, 1 cup of gypsum, and 2 quarts. 1 brick of cocoa. Let's start over. You got 1 brick of cocoa. Then you have 1 cup of gypsum. Then you have 2 quarts of vermiculite, and then you have 4.5 quarts of water. And that's it. That's all you'll ever need to know. Now you might want to stir it a little right now just to mix the vermiculite and the cocoa coir up. But once that brick breaks up, it ain't gonna stir very well. So if you was wanting to mix your gypsum around some so it distributes evenly, now's the time. And then set it aside for a little while, at least 12 hours. You're not trying to deal with that while it's warm for a bunch of reasons, but you're just not trying to deal with it when it's warm. That ain't good. That ain't good technique. All right, I'll see y'all back when the other one gets ready. Okay, and here we go on the last one. So we have our 650 gram brick of cocoa. We have 1 cup of one cup of gypsum, and then we have 2 quarts of vermiculite. Now we're fixing to add our 4.5 cups of water. And that's all she wrote. All we do now is we let her sit till tomorrow. And then I like to stir it a little, but that's it. We let her sit till tomorrow. All right, y'all. Much love. We'll see y'all soon.